Hey you guys, my name is AP and welcome back to my channel. Let me just say, it has been such a pleasure to talk with so many of you guys on your bariatric surgery journeys, whether you're doing the DS, whether you're doing bypass or VSG. I believe that knowledge is power, so I do my best to share the information that I've learned from accredited resources so that you guys can have information at your fingertips and can always take this conversation back to your doctors, your physicians, your surgeons, your dietitians, your nutritionists, because having the information is as useful to you as the application that is made. Please continue to feel free to drop questions and comments, always respectfully, of course, and I will do my best to respond to you guys either via the comments or create videos based on the questions that you've asked. And that's what this video is today. Someone asked recently about my vitamin regimen, and I'm going to share that. But of course, I always like to preface my videos with the fact I am not a medical professional. So any information I'm giving you is based upon my consults with my nutritionist, dietitian, and surgeon. And of course, you want to make sure that you are getting your vitamin regimens from your medical professional on your bariatric team. All right, so let's get into it. I have my handy dandy printout from my manual. I had my surgery at Beltline Bariatrics. My doctor was Dr. Proctor from Two Large and 1,000 Pound Sisters. Amazing surgeon. Definitely would recommend him if you're in the Atlanta area. And I love that they're super efficient about making sure you understand your needs based upon your procedure. So I'm going to give you guys the basics of the vitamin regimens that are required for each group. Okay, so we're going to start with vitamins needs by surgery type. Type of surgery: sleeve. You would need a bariatric multivitamin, calcium total of 1,200 to 1,500 milligrams per day, iron 45 milligrams per day. So that is for the VSG, vertical sleeve gastrectomy. For gastric bypass, you would need a bariatric multivitamin and a calcium total of 1,200 to 1,500 milligrams per day, and iron 45 milligrams per day. So the bypass and the sleeve pretty much have the same requirements per Beltline Bariatrics recommendation. Now, for duodenal switch patients, DS patients, we require a bariatric multivitamin, an additional ADEK supplement, and it can be mixed with your multivitamin or separate. Our calcium total needs to be 1,800 to 2,400 milligrams per day, and iron is about 60 milligrams per day. So if you came for the DS stuff, that is how much vitamins you should be taking for the day. Now, of course, adjustments have to be made based on your lab work. So you should be going however many months your surgeon recommends for you to go in and do lab work. For mine, it is every 3 months I'm getting lab work done to look at my vitamin panel, blood work, so on and so forth. And because I'm anemic, I also see a hematologist to make sure that my iron is in a good place. So I will share with you guys what I am currently taking. I take the Fusion brand multivitamin with the multi-ADEK, so that is with the additional ADEK in the multivitamin, but this also has iron in it. So one serving is 45 milligrams per serving. Now, that's 3 capsules a day that I take this multivitamin, so that is 45, only 45 milligrams of iron. So I alternate with an iron supplement twice a week, which is 60 milligrams, and it was too much, so they recently took me off of this because my iron is fine. So as of right now, the amount of iron that I'm getting in this particular brand of vitamin is working for my body. Could that change? Possibly, but as of right now, that is what I'm taking for my multivitamin as well as my ADEK. There was a point when my vitamin K, I think it was my vitamin K or my vitamin A, don't get me to lying, one of those was like low. and that was kind of towards the beginning of my surgery. So they supplemented with like a really high dosage that was prescribed until it was brought up, and since then I've been leveled out. So my calcium has been a little bit wonky, for a while. I was taking the bariatric calcium chewables, which are about $5.50 per chewable. So I was taking like 4 of those a day, 4 to 5 of those a day. But for whatever reason, my calcium would still be on the lower side. So they told me to supplement with Citracal, which is about $6.50 per serving, and that's 2 caplets. So I will do the chewables and the Citracal to kind of give me a little extra boost. We're going to see how that works because I'm due for labs coming up in June. But the last visit I had, I was within range for my calcium. So hopefully, you know, this is working well. But this is also why I say everybody's individual needs are going to be contingent upon their lab work. So it's really important you go and you get that lab work done. How you take your vitamins actually matter, especially if you're on any medications that could possibly interact, and B, even when you take your corresponding vitamins. So calcium and iron cancel each other out. So it's really important that you have at least, I was told, at least a minimum of an hour between your iron and your calcium, but I do 2 hours in between. And excuse me, because I take levothyroxine, Tirosint, which is a thyroid medication, absorption of that with iron or calcium can be messed up. So I start my day at 5 a.m. and I take my Tirosint, in which I'm not allowed to eat for an hour. I then wait 4 hours before I have my first vitamin of the day. So by 9 a.m. in the morning, I am going to have my first multivitamin of the day. 2 hours after that, at 11 o'clock, I'm going to have my first calcium of the day. 2 hours after that, I'm going to have my next multivitamin. Then 2 hours after that, I will start my calcium, and I'll do that about every hour to a half hour until I've taken it all for the day. And my last vitamin of the evening, my multivitamin, with the additional ADEK, comes at like 9 o'clock at night. That is the regimen that works for me and has been working thus far, due to the different factors that I have to consider, including my thyroid medication. And what you eat can also impact the absorption. So I know, like, for a fact, grapefruit has an impact on, I want to say, your iron absorption. So these are just things to consider and know. And vitamins are going to be a lifeline. It's really important. You cannot skip vitamins. I know, especially in these support groups, these peer-to-peer support groups, people talk about missing their vitamins and doing all these things, but that is one of the quickest ways to become malnourished. It is also really dangerous. People lose their eyesight behind not having the proper vitamins in their body. And not only are we to be taking these vitamins for life, the nutrition we consume should still have potassium, ADEK in it, vitamin D, you know, all of those things, because they're important. So, and because as a DS patient, we malabsorb about 80% of what we eat, and we're only getting about 20% of what we eat, it is extremely important that we do not skip vitamins. You shouldn't be skipping vitamins for any of these procedures, but if you've had bypass or duodenal switch, you have a malabsorptive factor. So you definitely do not want to skip vitamins. I don't care if they're nasty. Okay, figure it out. We all deal with a lot of food aversions in the beginning, and that can include the taste of the vitamins. Sometimes you might need a chewable. Sometimes you need, if you've been cleared, a swallowable capsule. Some people need liquid. Whatever it is you need, continue to work on it with your surgeon or your nutritionist or dietitian, because vitamins are something you just can't let lax. Some of the signs of vitamin deficiency can be extreme fatigue, hair loss. That can also be a sign of low protein, which means you got to get that protein up in what you're eating. Dry skin, discoloration of the eyes. It's a long list of things, and depending on what you're deficient in, you know, will be how symptoms present. So it's also very important that you pay attention to your body. And bruising sometimes will show up on the body when we're deficient in something. So just be sure that if you are on your way to a bariatric procedure, you understand the symbiotic relationship you are going to have with vitamins for the rest of your life. And it is not something that you can become lax on. That's it. That's my time. I hope this information was helpful to you. And again, I'm just following the guidelines set forth by my surgeon's office. So it's really important that you vet your surgeons, dietitians, nutritionists, and make sure they have a sustainable plan for you to follow, and then follow it. Don't waste your time, money, or energy getting surgeries if you're not able to be disciplined or commit to what it is requiring of you, because it can cost you your life. It can create complications, which can cost you the quality of your life. Losing weight means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But I always say, and will continue to say, if vanity is the only reason, skip that part, because you clearly have some things you need to work on. Because losing weight is not enough, okay, to sustain. I mean, looking smaller is not enough to sustain this journey. You have to understand what it means for your health and the longevity of your life in order to commit to such a serious decision. That's it. That's all, though. That's my time. I will see you guys next time.